Well, this just confirmed what we all feared. Outside of Steph and Jimmy, the Warriors are a disaster and on the verge of a monumental collapse after losing Game 6 to the Houston Rockets. And in today's video, I'll break down everything that went wrong in their loss to the Rockets and the exact problem that they need to solve before Sunday's do-or-die Game 7. Welcome to Warriors Digest. I'm Arthur Ballesteros, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you need to hit that button right now. We bring you daily videos breaking down everything going on with the Warriors. And my God, what is going on with the Warriors here? Another ugly showing, a loss at home at Chase with so much hope. They lose 115 to 107. Never felt like they were in this game, even though the final score doesn't show that it was a blowout like Game 5. You just never felt like the Warriors were going to get momentum here in this game, only scoring 21 points again in the first quarter, not able to get off to a good start, and not able to get any production outside of Jimmy and Steph. And this is part of the problem here. This brand new starting lineup that Steve Kerr rolled out for Game 6, inserting GP2, Gary Payton II, into the starting lineup and leaving Buddy Hield. I made a video yesterday breaking down why inserting Moses Moody into the starting lineup was the answer. Steve Kerr doesn't watch these videos, obviously, because he went with the brand new starting lineup and it did not work. Gary Payton was in there for defense on Van Vliet. And what did Van Vliet do? Went off for 29 points again. 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 of 9 from 3, perfect from the free throw line. Fred Van Vliet is balling out of control, and the Warriors don't have an answer for it. The other problem here is the Warriors got zero production from anybody outside of Batman and Robin, Steph and Jimmy. They combined for 56 points. The rest of the team only scored 51 points combined. There was no third scorer, the common problem that keeps plaguing us here in the regular season and throughout the playoffs here. The Warriors have had, a couple of guys step up in stretches here. Buddy Hield did that for a couple of games earlier in the series. Podziemski did it for one game where he scored 26 and balled out, but you're not getting any production anywhere else here. When you look at the starting lineup, Draymond Green, you're not really looking for points from him, but he, 8 points, that's fine, 7 assists, but he's not playing well. The box score does not show how poorly he's playing. 4 turnovers, erratic again, getting a flagrant foul early in the first and not having an answer on defense here. Buddy Hield held scoreless in 17 minutes. GP2, only 5 points in that start there in 20 minutes. And look what happened. Steph and Jimmy had to play 42 minutes. And this is part of the problem with the age of this team. This is where you're seeing the series shift. Now that earlier in this series, the Warriors were on a roll because there were multiple days of rest in between. And now that you're seeing the series go back and forth with only one day of rest in between, you're seeing the Warriors fall apart. And I blame it on age. And they're chipped up. They're hurt. Steph, Jimmy, they're hurt. You saw Steph again holding that thumb, wincing. You saw Jimmy take a hard fall on his butt again, and he was wincing again. Thank God for Jimmy, though. He did score 27 points, 9 boards, 8 assists, 12 of 14 on his free throws. You can't fault him. He was out there trying. Steph was out there giving it everything that they had. But again, here, the bench, who was the heroes, they were the heroes in Game 5 in the blowout because they were able to score 70-plus points together. Now you see a mixed bag of results here because Kerr ended up limiting the rotation to basically an 8-man rotation, although at the end he had to empty the bench, get everybody out there, so you saw everyone on the floor again except Kuminga. And I have an update on Kuminga that I'm going to share with you in just a second here. But I want you to tell me, what do you think the Warriors' problem is here? What do they need to solve for in order to get back on track and win Game 7? But when you look at this, just zero production anywhere. Brandin Podziemski, 10 points in 29 minutes. Moses Moody scored 13 points. He hit a couple of really big threes. He hit a 3 that gave the Warriors basically their only 2-point lead of the game very briefly early on. But other than that, no production from anybody. And this is a problem here. And the biggest problem, if you look at the bottom there, the turnovers. Again, the Warriors, 16 turnovers. Houston scored 22 points off of those turnovers. That was the difference in the game. The other difference in the game, the Warriors can't solve the Rockets' zone defense. They have zero answer for it, and they haven't been making the adjustments in order to try to crack it. They're not able to score inside. When you look at this, 49 threes attempted. We know the Warriors are a three-point shooting team. They're going to live and die by it. But you have to do something, try to get into the paint, mid-range, something else. The threes, if they're not falling, you have to try to figure something else out. Because, the Rockets, they're dominating the points in the paint again, 11 offensive rebounds. And when you look at let's look at the flow here. The Rockets just controlled the tempo, the pace. They're forcing the Warriors into rushed late possessions. They just controlled this thing wire to wire, basically. And they're just continuing to push the Warriors to the perimeter, and they're cutting off the driving lanes. They're collapsing on the paint, and they're forcing the Warriors to make shots, which they are not able to do because they know their legs are tired. They're old, their legs are tired, and it's not working. Golden State's, the Warriors offense just lacked rhythm all night, started to rely on, ISO plays with Jimmy, and it just wasn't working. And the spacing issues, they're having spacing issues again. There were very few clean looks, minimal backdoor cuts, and little split action, which is what has been saving the Warriors in their wins. And, that zone defense is just causing so many deflections. The Rockets are just able to disrupt the passing lanes, and they're particularly targeting the non-shooters like Draymond. There were multiple instances where they were daring Draymond to shoot from three. He hit one to start the game. Thought maybe we could get rolling, but it just did not work out there. And you just saw the momentum just really shift with Fred VanVleet in that back-breaking three that drew a foul just 6 seconds into the fourth. The Warriors they started the fourth only down 2. They had a shot. And that was the moment. 6 seconds into the fourth, you knew it was over. You felt that momentum shift there with VanVleet hitting that three, drawing the foul. And so, where do we go from here? What adjustments need to be made? Steve Kerr has been making adjustments throughout this series, going to the hack-a-kiwi on Steven Adams. That didn't work. He still scored in double figures, 17 points. That wasn't getting it done. How do you solve the Rockets' athleticism, their youth, their defensive effort? They're overwhelming the Warriors, especially at the end of the game. And now we have a situation here where they've climbed back in it. And only 13 teams have ever come back from a 3-1 deficit. So at least history is on our side a little bit, but the momentum is not on our side whatsoever. The Warriors only scoring 5 points in the first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. It's just, it's absurd. The Warriors missed 16 of 18 fourth quarter shots tonight. What? What is happening? What is happening? Where do we go? What do we do? You tell me. I have been looking at all the numbers, staring at everything for days on end, trying to figure this thing out. And I don't have an answer. But I will tell you that our only hope is our X factor, which is Steph. And this is the one glimmer of hope that I can give you for Game 7 here. If you remember the last Game 7 that the Warriors played in Sacramento, 2023, Steph went off for 50 points, got the win. And that's the kind of effort that we're going to need if we're going to have any hope of winning this Game 7, because the momentum has just completely shifted. But the Warriors have been here before. They're champions. Dre, Steph, Steve Kerr, Kevon Looney. These guys are champions, and they're going to try to find a way to get it done. And we'll see how it goes. But you tell me what you think. What do the Warriors need to do? What adjustments need to be made here? Because this is really sad here. What is happening? This is not supposed to happen. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired of watching bad Warriors basketball, man. But Let's just pray for Sunday. All right, I'll talk to you then. Peace.